Hello, YouTube family. Auntie is here. Patty Jackson. Curls, scoops, faces, hugs. How you guys doing going into the weekend? It's going to be a little chilly on the East Coast. I'm going to soak my lima beans, get me some turkey tails, and put a nice pot of beans on. And I always cook with the small lima beans because they cook better. You know, when the weather gets chilly, you tend to want a comfort food. And I'm looking for comfort food for my weekend. Isn't that cute? Not knowing is what I love to say. And your comments have been funny. And I have so much more to go through, so keep them coming in. Today, we're going to start off with Beyonce. Back in 1991, there was this group called Right Said Fred, and they had this song entitled, I'm Too Sexy. I'm Too Sexy for Everything. They're claiming that Beyonce, first they called her arrogant. They called her arrogant and said that she ripped off their song, I'm Too Sexy, for her song, Alien Superstar, which is on the Renaissance album. Well, Beyonce has responded, and she was like, hold it. First off, I asked permission, and I paid you for the song. Right said Fred, going over there and sit down. Y'all done did all of this, and now y'all looking foolish. But the moral of this story is, when you do your own music, it's nice to pay homage and samples. But when you do your own songs, create your own sound, you ain't got to worry about nobody coming after you. Not one person can come after you if that is your music. This is why you got the Pharrells in trouble all the time. And, you know, the beginning of hip-hop, all the hip-hop artists got in trouble because they were sampling the hell out of Kool and the Gang and James Brown and Funkadelic. And when you do your own, you never have to worry about it. But Beyonce, she tired, but she has been criticized for this album. There was a song with Khalees. It's just, then there was, how to put it? It was a term that they say is not politically correct. She had to remove it from a song. I know she wasn't trying to hear all this noise, but this album could be up for Grammy of the Year. And I'm gonna tell you something, the Grammys next year are going to be something else. A lot of good music came out this year. I think Wizkid and Thames is going to have like the song of the year. You got the Adele project, you've got Beyonce, you got the soundtrack to Encanto, a lot. But there's going to be a matchup between Beyonce in this corner, Adele in this corner. It's going to be interesting, but Beyonce doesn't need anything to discredit her project because the Renaissance album is good. Kanye West sitting down with Fox News. Boy, he can't stop talking. Who has his medicine? He's talking about who cheating, talking about Rihanna's boyfriend, A$AP Rocky. Then he said he wasn't cheating. Dragging models. Of course, they're Kardashians. One minute he loves them, the next minute he's calling them liars. Yeezy needs his medicine, and I hope he gets it soon, because every time he goes off, he gets to run it at the mouth. Ray J, I don't know if it's medication he needs or attention. Nowadays, so many people do things just for the gram. Threatening suicide. Then they took the post down. Ray J, you got to get it together. You're fighting with the Kardashians, but you have so many things going on, and your father. Pay attention to those kids and make sure your house is clean. Sometimes when you mind your own business, you don't have to worry about other things. I don't know if he's doing this for attention, but this is the part that's upsetting. So many people are going through suicidal phases or suicidal thoughts. It's a serious thing, and suicide is a problem. So Ray J, stop. Go see what your kids is doing. So see what your kids. Go sit down, talk to Brandy. See what your kids is doing. Go check on your sister. But this little stunt, and to me it's a stunt, you know, this considering suicide. Stop, Ray J. You got to get it together. There are other things that you can worry about. Serena Williams celebrating her sister Venus. Venus is on the cover of the British edition of Glamour. Whew, she looks amazing. It talks about changing the game, and that is what Serena is doing. The movie Amsterdam is in theaters. It costs $80 million to make. They're saying they don't even know if it's going to make 10 this weekend. Amsterdam stars Christian Bale, Chris Rock, J.D. Washington, Margot Robbie, Zoe Saldana, Rami Malek, Robert De Niro. All-star cast. It's a thriller, comedy, but I don't know if people are going to rush right out. It'll probably be one of those movies that does better with streaming or when it goes on cable. Amsterdam costs a lot of money to make. Will it make its money back? Now, speaking of movies, this week, Emancipation, the new Will Smith movie. They announced it's coming out in theater December 2nd, coming on Apple TV Plus December 9th. Why the rush? Because they want it considered for Academy Award nominations. Now, Entertainment Weekly, which is a reputable entertainment source, did their Oscar predictions, and there was nothing about Emancipation. There was nothing about Will Smith. There was nothing about this movie. But they talking about Black Panther 2, Tom Cruise, Maverick, Austin Butler and Elvis, Brendan Fraser in this movie, The Whale. I'm going to talk about that in a minute. Colin Farrell. Everybody but Will Smith. I don't think the Academy Awards are going to show him any love. Now, he's been banned, so even if he is nominated with a picture, he can't show up. But I don't think that they're going to show him any kind of love. And I think it's too soon. I wish they had waited. But they're ready to get him back into making movies and pushing out these films. But what will be the film where people will... I don't think you can ever forget the slap, but where the slap is behind. The damage that he did with the Chris Rock slap. Some people don't ever want to forgive. Some people you'll never win over. But I think it's too soon. And they're going to release this movie and it's not going to get the audience or the acclaim. It seems like a very interesting movie about a man who escaped slavery and what he went through, and people saw the brutality. But because they're calling it a thriller, you know, as he's going through the woods and everything, escaping, you know, the slave hunters. I just don't think I think it was too soon. They should have waited until next year. I think it's too soon. And Entertainment Weekly, everything is on there except Emancipation. Now, the Academy Awards are next year, but the name you're going to hear is Brendan Fraser. Remember back, was it the 80s or the 90s? He was in the movie The Mummy, you know, stuff like that. The Mummy Returns. He was a good actor, but he went through a very trying time. He was a Hollywood hunk. He doesn't look like that no more. He is starring in a movie called The Whale. It's about an extremely obese man who's a recluse. He's hiding from the world, hiding from his daughter. And all he does is sit in front of the TV and eat. They say he is so compelling in this role that he will likely, and people love a good Hollywood story. You know, when the Me Too movement happened, it wasn't just women who were harassed. It was men too. And he was one of the men and kind of blackballed when, you know, I guess he wouldn't do certain things. But Brendan Fraser, you know, Hollywood loves a good comeback story. He's going to be the name. Now, they're also talking about Viola Davis and The Woman King, Janelle Monáe in Knives Out, Glass Onion. It's coming on Netflix December 22nd, but they say she could get nominated for Best Supporting Actor. So there were a lot of names, a lot of newcomers, but there was no Will Smith. Judging from your comments, a lot of you think like me. Jada writing this damn book. Don't be writing no book about how you love Tupac and how you can't stand Will. Stop. She wants to explain the marriage and she ain't happy. Stop it. I swear I don't want to. That book's going to fail if she comes out trashing her husband. I'm just saying. The Migos. They got this switch and twitch stir fry. That's the only song I know that they do. Well, the Migos, it's Quavo, it's Offset, it's Takeoff. Offset is married to Cardi B. Well, the Migos done broke up. Just Quavo and Takeoff. And Quavo out here saying that his girlfriend, rapper Saweetie, was sleeping with Offset, and he's married to Cardi. Nowadays, they just tell everything. And this one's sleeping with this one, and this one doing this, and Cardi B can't get her career together because her husband keep cheating. She busy worrying about what he doing. I'm just going to leave that out there. Tom Brady, does he want a divorce from Giselle? No. Greatest quarterback ever, one of them. It looks like this divorce is going to happen, and it appears Giselle has been wanting a divorce for quite some time. She's been wanting a divorce for quite some time. Is it going to happen? I think it is. She's basically unhappy, blaming his demanding NFL career. They said Tom Brady is very hurt. He won't fight it. It's affecting his performance. He's going to need to retire after this season. But were there problems in the marriage all along? I'm not talking about cheating. Sometimes people grow apart. Sometimes there's resentment when one parent feels they're doing everything. You have to be married to some football player. In many relationships or many marriages, if you have a partner who never cleans up, never picks up their clothes, you're doing the housework and the kids and the this and that, it's tiring. It really is. And people can grow apart, and when you don't feel appreciated, and it appears that Giselle does not feel appreciated, even though she's with Tom Brady, but they say he does not want the divorce. Another couple, Russell Simmons and Sierra. Broncos, that was a sloppy game last night. Broncos are not doing well. Russell is the new quarterback, and they're saying that Russell Wilson and Sierra are too busy trying to be Jay-Z and Beyonce. That's the sports people. That's their little scoop because they mad because he ain't been winning. Coolio, the popular rapper, Gangster's Paradise, dead at the age of 59, died last week. Well, his cremation was super private because they didn't want these baby mamas showing up and tearing stuff up. They didn't want none of that. We don't know how many kids he got. It's about 10 or 11. But 7 of the kids were given his ashes to wear in a necklace. So we know about 7 of them. The other kids, I don't know, and we still don't know if Coolio left any money. Actress and comedian Judy Tenuta, dead at the age of 72. Back, I believe it was the 80s, she was known as the Love Goddess. Is that black enough? Y'all know I'm a documentary queen. It's a new documentary that's coming on Netflix next month on November 11th, same day as Black Panther 2. It's about the movies of the 60s and 70s with black stars, African American stars. And it's going to prove that there were more than just movies about black exploitation, even though the black exploitation era changed the movie scene. November 11th, it comes out. I'll be talking more about it because I think it's a fascinating piece of history because Sidney Poitier, they talk about in his documentary, he was seen as the black man that white people loved. He was the white savior. You know, the black savior for the white people. Then Shaft came on and whew, the whole movie scene just changed. But I am interested to see what this documentary about. Is that black enough? Coming to Netflix November the 11th about the 60s and 70s, the movie scene. It's Friday. Here we're getting some nice weather and it's sunny and I want to get some sun before I have to put my lima beans on. Because it's going to get cold this weekend. Leave a comment. Auntie does read the comments, and we can agree to disagree. That's the great thing about it. Give us a thumbs up. There is a weekend edition. It's got pictures and all that good stuff. So go support the weekend edition. Thanks so much for joining me. I'm Patty Jackson. I am your auntie of pop culture.